Go. Hi, and welcome to this special edition of SIGG'S on the Springford 8th Grade Center on Demand Network, where it's all academic all the time. And today you'll notice something different. The one and only Dr. SIGG'S not here. We'd like to proudly announce that he's retiring, and we're very grateful for the time he was here. He's been here for almost 20 years, and we're glad to see that he's had a wonderful career. He's led the school to a blue ribbon, phenomenal educator, phenomenal principal. He'll be sorely missed. But with that being said, we're privileged here to have our acting principal, Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers, our first video together. Glad to see you. Welcome. It's a pleasure to do this with you. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I'm excited. I'm ready to go.
Awesome. So am I. So let's get started. So this video is about challenge science for incoming 8th graders. So this video is targeted for the current 7th grade students and 7th grade families. So a little background first. My name is Mr. Parcia. I'm an 8th grade science teacher here at the 8th Grade Center. And once again, we have Mr. Rogers, who is our acting principal right now at the 8th Grade Center. And the goal of this video, and we're going to ask that you watch this in its entirety. It may be a little long. It may be 20 to 30 minutes, right? But we want you to watch this in its entirety because this is a big decision. We're going to talk about a course called Challenge Science, which is a very difficult course, a very rigorous course. And it's a course that you're going to be in that for 180 days. So if you make this 30-minute commitment now to watch this video in its entirety, make a cognizant decision, right? This will impact a whole school year next year. So please be patient with us. Watch this in its entirety. If you have any questions, feel free to contact Mr. Rogers or the 7th grade counselors, Mrs. Flynn or Ms. McCarter. All right. So real quick, with that being said, Challenge Science is a course that we've been offering here at the 8th Grade Center for the last 8-9 years. And we found that kids who have been successful in math have also done really well with their physical science course. And we wanted to allow a course where kids can be challenged and take it to the next level. So Mr. Rogers, would you like to give a little background about what's needed for this course?
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Parcia. Yeah, I'm going to give some background here. And as Mr. Parcia said already, if you are watching this video, you've gotten the letter that you have been invited to potentially participate in this course. And so we wanted to give you some background information on this so you are prepared, all right, in the best possible way. So as Mr. Parcia said, the science curriculum is our most demanding course. There are abstract concepts and significant amount of mathematics. So we want to make sure that the people who are taking this course are already prepared for the rigor that will be placed in front of them, okay? So the challenge course, Mr. Parcia, has been offered for about 6 years, about
7-8 years, give or take.
Okay, 7-8 years.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, and Mr. Parcia, jump in if you need to add anything for, with what I say here. But the introductory letter in the past, we've had people say that the introductory letter seems like it is too upfront or almost mean sounding. The letter is intended to inform you about what you're getting into. Okay, and the challenge science course is named appropriately because it is a challenge, and even our highest achievers will face a challenge in that course. And if they are prepared already, which we're going to attempt to make sure of, they will be able to perform in there. Okay, what we don't want to see is a situation where people are not prepared from the get-go and struggle with the course so much that it becomes a very, very difficult year.
And like you were saying, Mr. Rogers, we've been offering this course for a while, and this physical science is pretty much chemistry and physics. Yep. And our regular course is very rigorous as it is because there's a lot of math and physics and chemistry. Challenge Science, we go very in-depth on chemistry. We not only enrich, we accelerate. Physics, we not only enrich, we accelerate, and the level of math is very high. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, we want to make sure that your child knows exactly what they're getting themselves into. And most importantly, they got to really love science.
Yes.
Right? And that's why this letter is kind of direct. It's not direct to scare people away. It's direct because we want, Mr. Rogers, myself, and everybody here want what's best for your kid. We want to set up your child for success. We want to see your child be successful. We want to see them have a really good 8th grade year because it's so critical to get ready for high school. And we have to lay it all out honestly and openly about the course, right? To make sure you know exactly what you're getting into. And that's why the letter is very direct and very specific. And you said it best, Mr. Rogers, we're not trying to be mean. We just want to be honest because we want what's best for your child.
That's right. That's right. And the requirements for this course are met through your mathematics placement. So we want students who have strong math skills to start with. They, as Mr. Parcia said, a strong appreciation and or love for science. Reading comprehension is another factor. We want to make sure we have some strong readers in there, and the students that will be successful in this course possess some intangibles. Okay, they're in attendance on a daily basis. All right, their attendance is in good standing. If you are missing many challenge science classes, this will become a very, very insurmountable goal. Okay, this course. So you have to be here in attendance. We want students who have a strong work ethic and can work independently without prompting. Okay, parents, you can't sit with them all hours of the day to do this work. They have to come home. They have to be self-motivated and sit down and get themselves focused on what they need to accomplish for this course. Time management becomes a major factor as students are getting older, getting into interscholastic athletics, club teams that they're on, AAU teams they play for, dance, scout, whatever they're involved in, takes up a chunk of time away from what they could be spending on academics, which is great. But if students are involved in those activities, this is something to think about before agreeing to take this course. You have to understand that there is a significant amount of time that will need to be spent on this course to be successful. And we need students who are able to handle some pressure, okay? Because this course, Mr. Parcia does a great job with this course, spends a lot of time in preparation for these lessons, and the pace is fast. All right, it's a fast-paced course, and so if you are a student who experiences high levels of anxiety, you may want to think about maybe not doing this course because it might put you in a position where you're going to have a very, very difficult year on top of all of the other academic areas that you have to focus on. Okay, and so one of the things to consider when taking this course is you really can't be concerned about the grade. Obviously, grades are important, but if you are a student who traditionally gets 95, 97 in science, this course is you're most likely not going to be there in this course because of the rigor. So that's something to understand. And we have distinguished honors and National Junior Honor Society, and some of our students have foregone those things because they have taken challenge science. It has challenged them to the point where their grade point average may have dipped down a little bit, which is not traditional for them, but is something that you have to consider because this is such a high level course. And just a few more things to consider. Students should not try to take this course because their friends are taking it or someone that they know takes it. That is a quick recipe for disaster, because we want you to take this because you are ready for this course, not because someone else is. Students will not be reassigned from this course. Okay, so we have students that came into the course this year and no one is reassigned. So if you're having difficulty with the course, you will not be taken out of this course. We try to make sure that we take all the proper steps to inform you. That's why we have the letter. That's why we have the video here. We have some sample lessons that'll be available. You have to make sure you're ready because you will not be coming out of this course once you're in it.
So
something else. Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Garcia.
1 second.
Yep.
So let's say after 2 weeks, I'm a parent and I call in and I want to see my child's really struggling, doesn't want to do it. And I call in and I demand that my child be taken out of the class. Your answer is going to be no, you're staying in the class. Now,
Correct.
Here's the reason why. Okay. And like you said, absolutely, we gave you the video, we gave you a heads up on how difficult this is. If we take kids out of this class, right, we have a certain amount of space in each room. If I have 30 kids in my class, and let's say 10 don't want to stay, and now I have 20 students in here, where are those kids going to go? What are we going to have 35 in other classes? Like, we can't. We have space, physical space in rooms and enrollment barriers, limits for each course. So that's why we're being as transparent as possible now to make sure you understand how important this is. So once you're in, okay? Because you've made the commitment, you've read the letter, you've watched the videos, you've talked it over with your child, and your child, let me say this again, your child genuinely wants to take this class. But let me say this again, your child genuinely wants to take this class. Not you, the parent, the child, okay? That's what we want to see. Because again, enrollment, we have to maintain balance in enrollment classes. So that's why we can't take you out of the class once you're in it. Go ahead, Mr. Rogers. I just want to
Yeah, just two more things, and then I'll hand it off to you for discussion about the particulars of the course. So the other thing to understand is there's no weight assigned to this course. Okay, so by taking this course, you don't get any extra GPA points or percentage points or anything of that nature. Okay, and the other piece is there's no benefit in terms of, first of all, GPA. What I said there with the weight of the course. But also, it does not put them on any special path for science, okay? So, for example, when you get on to ninth grade, students can take honors bio, honors earth science, or earth science. That does not change if they take challenge science, okay? That does not put them on some special path, as you know, much like math does in our curriculum. If you are advanced in math, you will continue to sort of advance on a course. That's not the case for this. That's why we're looking for students who are very interested in science, because this will challenge them, but it will not set them off on any certain path. It's got to be because they really want to take it, they love science, and they have the requisite skills to be successful. Okay, so wanted to mention all those things. I appreciate you listening to that, because they are very important things to consider. And now I'll pass it back off to Mr. Parcia for some particulars on the course.
Okay, so let me give you the course from the teacher perspective and what you can expect. I'll give you some highlights. So you will receive an email from me at the end of July, because at the end of July, I'm going to get like a list of students and contact information. Please make sure your email is up to date and skyward. And each parent will get an email from me with summer work. Yes, there is summer work. And that work is to be completed by the first day of school. And there will be videos on the RCTV that'll help the children, help the students do the work. I'll be available via email if there's any questions, but the work needs to be complete. First day your child walks into the classroom, first day of school, hello, have a seat, let's go over the material. There'll be an exam that second day. Let me say that again. There will be an exam on that summer material that second day, and it will count. All right, and I will collect that packet from the summer and grade one page for accuracy. Why are we so hard the first day? We want to set a foundation. We want to set a foundation of self-discipline. We want to make sure kids have foundational knowledge, because the more foundational knowledge they have, the more we can learn and progress through the course, and it'll allow us to go deeper in certain topics throughout the year. So you'll get all that information in the summer. There'll be a summer intro video talking about the requirements again, but also there'll be specific videos with skills that your child needs to complete. And then as we progress through the course, there is a lot of homework each night, okay? When you walk into this classroom, we don't use laptops in here. Laptops are rarely ever used. We use notebooks, we use a chalkboard. And all we do is do hands-on lessons. We discuss, kids learn to take notes. Then for homework, they're taught to take their notebook, make it like another textbook, write a table of contents of topics, rewrite their notes neatly as an active way to study, write diagrams, ask questions, come in during SSS for help, come after school once a week for science help desk, ask questions about your notes. It's a lot of writing, thinking, logic, reasoning. So not only do we go way in depth and go a lot faster in this course than the regular course, we also take a lot of notes. We learn how to rewrite notes. We learn how to have a neat notebook. And also we get the kids ready for tests. What are the tests like? They're very difficult. Usually kids at this point see multiple choice questions as easy questions on tests. And that's fine. A lot of it's recall. In this course, We have multiple choice questions, but I call them multiple guess. And those are the kind of questions where I hope you wrote down everything in your notes clearly, because I could ask you anything out of that notebook. And some of those questions are not only just one answer, they're called select all that apply. Those can be very difficult. And I know in 9th grade and 10th grade and all those classes up there, the multiple choice questions are the most difficult, where you have to study very in depth and focus to make sure you understand the material. So your child is going to be dealing with a lot of those types of questions this year. We will have a midterm environment. It's called Winter Wonderland Week. Comprehensive test. We're going to learn how to prepare for comprehensive tests. 3 days, right? 3 days straight of testing in December of all the material from the end of August to that point. We're going to teach the kids how to prepare for that environment. We're going to teach kids how to handle the pressure of 3 tests in 3 days. We're going to go over each test and talk about how to answer these questions, what they did well, what they didn't, assess strengths and weaknesses. We do all that here. And then in this winter, we get into physics. Tests are really hard, a lot of reading, a lot of note taking, a lot of rewriting notes, a lot of discussion, a lot of hands-on learning. And then we have something called Spring Celebration Week. That's the physics, 4 tests in 4 days, comprehensive tests. But by then, the kids are more experienced at knowing how to prepare for that. Again, good notebooks, self-discipline, time management, all these intangibles start to add up as the year goes on, right? As the material gets harder. In the spring, we go back to chemistry, and we move very fast. And in fact, this marking period, we're only taking 4 tests the whole marking period. There's no pop quizzes anymore. There's pop quizzes throughout the year, not anymore in the 4th marking period. Right now, we're mimicking the opposite. Less tests. Do you have the self-discipline to stay on top of everything? Rewrite notes when the weather's nice. Can you rewrite your notes? Can you deal with all the various distractions? And can you get ready for 4 tests? 4 big tests, which will determine your grade. Because at the high school, a lot of those teachers give a small homework grade and 4 tests, and that's your grade for the mark period. So we're really trying to push the kids hard in the areas of chemistry and physics at a very high level, deep, accelerated, and rich level. We're also teaching them how to take notes. We're also teaching them how to prepare for tests, how to take hard tests. When we go over the test, we go over each question in depth, what they could have done better. How was that question written? How do you handle that? Like, there's a lot that goes on beyond just science, a lot of intangibles. But here's the thing that Mr. Rogers alluded to. It's hard. Not many kids get A's. On average through the years, if I took about 100 students, only 40% of that roster gets A's. 40 out of 100 get A's on average. I'd say about another 40 get B's, and then the other 20 probably get C's to below. And we don't want to see kids stress out. There's a price you got to pay to learn all those intangibles. There's a price you got to pay to learn that science. It's hard work, discipline, right? And focus. And if your child wants to work hard, can do work on their own, right? We don't need parents to sit down and do homework with the child. Once in a while, is it okay for you to help your child out or talk to them about the science? Absolutely. But if you're doing it every night with them and forcing them into it, that's not a good situation, right? We need them. We're going to allow them to self-advocate. We'll have help desk, science help review session every week, right? Morning SSS, they can come in and ask questions. There's a lot of support there. But again, it sounds great to learn all that, to learn how to take tests, to work hard. It's all wonderful, but there's a price you got to pay. And the price you got to pay is you got to work hard. And you got to be able to handle some adversity. Your child's going to have a setback in this class. But do they take advantage of the support to dig out from that adversity and recover? And if they can do that, and they can follow everything we say, and they're coachable, then they have a really good year. And when they look back, it's exhausting, it's tiring, but I can say, looking over the data through the years, kids who pay the price in this class pretty much do really, really, really well in the coursework up above. All right, so that's the teacher perspective. Briefly from the parent perspective, right? I'm a parent. I have kids this age, okay? My child could have took this class, right? She doesn't like science. You know what I said? Don't take it. If you don't love science, don't take it. She didn't, and that's okay. And guess what? She's at the high school, right? She's doing really well. She's taking all honors classes. She's doing fine, right? She doesn't like something. I didn't make her take it. It's okay. It's okay. All right. So the regular course is rigorous. Not only is that rigorous, English in this building is rigorous. Your math is going to be rigorous. Your social studies, a lot of studying, memorizing, rigorous. Regular science is rigorous. You want to put challenge science on top of that? It's a lot to think about. But I'll say this, if your child pays the price, does all the intangibles, they should have a good year. But it all starts now. Really, this has to be your child's decision mostly. They got to want to be in here. They got to want to be in here. If they don't want to be in here, if the parent wants, if you, the parent, wants your kid to take it, you can encourage it. But if they say no, mom, dad, I don't want to, back off. Just my advice, back off. Let them take the regular class. They're going to be fun in the high school. Okay. All right. I think I hit a lot of that, Mr. Rogers. Anything else you want to add from based off?
No, I think you did a nice job. Thank you for that. I would just say, you know, again, we're just trying to lay out a scenario here where you are best prepared as a family to make the best decision possible, you know, heading into 8th grade.
Yeah. All right. And that's it. So we hope you watch this video in its entirety. We wanted to lay it all out there. Please read the letter in its entirety. Mr. Rogers, we're going to go over to the 7th grade center and talk to the kids too. Is that right?
That's correct. We'll be having, we're actually having a meeting with the students that will be invited. And they will, you know, get a meeting from us in person about what the expectations are. You'll be able to share, they'll be able to share the conversations of that meeting with you. So you'll be able to talk as a family. You'll have this video and also the lessons that Mr. Parcia, the links that we share of some sample lessons.
Yeah. All right. So again, please take the time and think this through. 180 days of challenge science is a lot. It's a big undertaking, not only for the child, but also it could be for the family. Okay, so please make a cognizant. We hope we gave you enough information to make a cognizant decision. Please read the letter, follow the directions, turn things in on time so we can start scheduling accordingly for next year. All right, Mr. Rogers, anything else? You good?
I think we're good. Thanks so much.
All right. Well, thank you very much for watching, Mr. Rogers. Great job, man. Hopefully we can do many more of these together.
Sounds good.
With that being said, thank you for watching SIGG'S On Challenge Science Introduction on the Springford 8th Grade Center on Demand Network, where it's all academic all the time. Thank you very much for listening, and we look forward to meeting you next year. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye-bye.